So right now I'm really immersed into spot trading. So that's actually only trading model I use at the moment. I don't do mid or long-term trades. Definitely would make sense. But for this moment, I'm collecting a market understanding. And I know every trader has their own strategy. So I'm curious on what your strategy is like and which strategies you use. For example, throwing a few out there: spot trading, margin trading, futures trading, options, shorting. Just tell me a little bit about how you operate.
Yeah, sure. So I'm mostly a spot trader and investor, I would say. I used to trade a bit more futures and on a margin, but at the moment for my lifestyle, it's kind of too stressful to have orders open all the time because, I mean, you can put in stop losses and take profits and whatnot, but I tend to check my phone every 5 minutes and stare on the charts the whole time when I have open orders. So I'm able to do this, but I decided at the moment that it's, I don't know, it's not something I want to do because it's very, very active, I think. You can make a lot of money if you know what you're doing, but you can also lose a lot of money. And I don't know, the thing is, yeah?
Can you dive a bit into your experiences?
I actually was, I put some money in when I started futures trading to just test it out, and my account doubled really fast. And I learned about the charts and what chart patterns mean and whatever, tried to analyze them. And I don't know, for me, at first I was very cautious, but then after a while, I don't know, when you see an opportunity, you kind of sometimes jump in and neglect the risks, I guess. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, Elon Musk posts something stupid and the whole shit crashes like 50%. and then you're fucked, you know? So that's I don't know, for me at the time it was too stressful. So I could imagine that I would start doing it again if my other things in life get a bit more normalized, I would say. And the other thing I have a problem with, to be honest, you know, of the kind of the rule of access to something. For example, every idiot can open a trading account up, like deposit some money on it and start trading in like 10 minutes. So the barrier of entry is very low, you know. And then also, I don't know, like 90% of people who trade lose money, and you're trading against market makers. For example, the whole FTX thing was they were trading against their own customers. For example, they had like, oh, we see that, I don't know, like 60% of our customers have long options on this and this coin, then we fucking dump it, and oh, by the way, can I swear? Or
Sure.
okay. then we dump it and we liquidate them, and you know, we make money this way. So this, I don't know, it's very it's not like a free open market like you think, I guess. And yeah, so at the moment I tend to spot trade and also accumulate projects that I think will do great in a bull market, and sometimes kind of weed out coins that are not performing well or that I lost interest in, or if I think I found something better. Yeah, but if you have specific questions, you can maybe ask me some of them.
When you say projects, you talk about specific coins, or you talk about investing into companies which are connected to the crypto sphere?
Yeah, kind of like that. I tend to see crypto investing, spot investing, as investing in startup companies, kinda, you know. I mean, there are certain projects that are like meme tokens. You obviously don't invest in a company, but behind serious coins or projects, often is a real company or at least a group of people behind it, however you want to call them. I mean, in crypto, they tend to not call themselves a company because this has legal reasons and implications. But a lot of time it's actually a company because they're called a DAO or whatever, but they get paid from someone, right? For example, I don't know, QNT is a really big company actually, but they have the Quant token, which is not performing that well at the moment. But I kind of see it as a good investment into the future, and that's what I mainly have my conviction bets in, and then some random coin that I like or for whatever reason. I also sometimes invest in that, but at the moment I'm more focused on mid to long-term bags.
And how does your mid to long term portfolio look like?
Like coins, for example? Or,
Sure.
of course, not financial advice, you know. But, I can tell you what I think or what I would suggest to other people. So I think a good portion of your portfolio should be BTC, ETH, and Solana. I am heavily invested into Solana at the moment. Makes a big part of my portfolio. And then I think with these you can't do something wrong, but you probably won't make like a 50x or maybe not even 10x with it. But I mean, depending on how much money you have. For example, I think Solana at the moment is a pretty safe 3x, I think. So if you have some kind of money and to get a pretty safe 3x in a year or two is for me a pretty good return of investment. And then I kind of tend to look for coins or projects that offer something specific, which I don't see in other projects. For example, I don't really see the point in investing in another ETH copy or another Solana copy that is probably a bit better, if so, in certain aspects. I like ICP, Internet Computer, even though it's kind of hated in the community, but these coins often pump the hardest.
Exactly.
I think it offers something unique that no other project can do at the moment. For example, or to make it short, they kind of want to build a new Web3 internet, and you can host websites from front to back end totally on chain, which is never heard of. For example, I think a big mistake some people are believing is when somebody says it's built on chain, it's built on the blockchain. That's actually bullshit. I mean, the token itself is on the blockchain and maybe some DeFi logic, but everything else, like the interface, the website you interact with, your NFT, that's all stored on Web2 infrastructure giants like Amazon Web Service, Azure, and all this stuff. So that's also the reason why a lot of things get hacked, because it's actually not on the blockchain. Another thing I like is Cubic. that kind, I mean, to put it short, they kind of try to merge AI and an L1 blockchain. And again, it's like really AI on chain and not, oh, we build a plugin into ChatGPT and we make a token so you can access this. I mean, that's not really AI on blockchain. And for example, Quant, they're kind of trying to build infrastructure for the next generation of banking. These are 3 projects I like at the moment. Again, not what everyone else believes in, but I think there's probably the opportunity to research and invest in projects that not everybody's talking about, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I mean, for example, what is the market cap, or what is the top for something that is an Ethereum copy? I don't know, probably a 10th of the market cap or a 5th of the market cap of ETH itself. But for example, what is the top, what is the potential of something that is building truly Web3 internet that can host entire websites, entire company stack on chain, and that is not hackable? I mean, cybersecurity and all the IT stuff, I think that's like a few trillions per year that the world is spending on this, and this potentially could solve that if you create something that is not hackable. So I think the potential for something like this and the potential price it could reach is much higher than something that just copies Solana, for example. Yeah.
The question I have is, how do you research on those? Me, for example, typical morning routine I have when I'm in the kitchen. Lately, I'm listening to YouTube channels like Miles Deutscher, Sarjat, where I bought the spot trading course of the meme coin spot trading course, and Gerhard something. Those 3 for now. I like to consume it via audio while I do other things. But I'm curious on how you do it.
Yeah, sure. So in general, I think kind of YouTube is sometimes good. A lot of these people also have like an agenda of themselves, I think, and are paid to promote certain things. And in crypto, they're called calls, like key opinion leaders or something. Or, I mean, an easier way would just be to call them influencers, right? I mean, something you probably are familiar with. And so certain channels are good. Also, same on X or Twitter. There's also a lot of accounts you can follow, but there you have the same problem. I think it's good to have these channels and also like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko and just get a pretty good overview of what's out there, and then kind of follow what interests you and dig deep, like look at the website, who is actually working on the crypto, on the project, who are the devs, you know, the developers. Read the white paper, read their whatever they post. I mean, for example, for white papers now, ChatGPT or large language models are a very big help. You know, you can just upload the whole white paper in there and ask ChatGPT to give you a summary and talk with it about it. I think that saves a lot of time and gives you a general understanding of what the project is doing. I wouldn't, for example, suggest asking ChatGPT, oh, what crypto is good and what should I invest in. That's horrible advice. And also find a community that is proficient in what they are doing, who are probably longer in the space than you, and talk to them how, for example, when I started out, I found something that I was really interested in, and asked them, hey, I found this token, could you have a look at it? What do you think about it? please give me your opinion. I think that is very valuable, and but they also have to be open-minded. There are a lot of maxis. Yeah.
And by now you've built your own community. So I would like you to share this story. This is how we met each other over a common friend or a member of your community. But before we get to that, so you talked about the cults or the influencers, but you could, and they put the content out, and they pump in their own way. So, but what you could do, you could follow those influencers, their own trading accounts, and just look at their trades and invest before they actually publish the information.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we actually do that. I actually do that with some. You kind of have to, you have to find out their wallet address, right? So, for example, do you know Alex Becker?
No, I don't know much people in this space, but
okay.
Tell me
Alex
about
Becker,
them. I'm really curious to check them out.
For example, I have the wallet addresses of Alex Becker and CryptoGod John, who are pretty big influencers in crypto. Some like them, some don't. Doesn't really matter. And they all often pick stuff that I personally wouldn't pick, but like you said, they buy something, I see it on chain, or they bought, I don't know, 100 tokens of this. And then like 2 days later, they publish a video and the shit goes parabolic. And so yeah, you could do this. It's like whale tracking or influencer tracking. But the problem with that is you kind of have to figure out what their wallets are, and you have to be sure of it. You can't really, I mean, a crypto wallet address is just a number of letters and numbers, a string of these. And I mean, there's not a name associated with it. It's not like, oh, this is the Alex Becker wallet. You know, that would be too easy. And then you can sure use it to your advantage and buy the tokens, wait till they announce something, and then it pumps, and then you sell. But that is also very active, I think. If you have the time for that, great. If you don't, it gets a bit more tricky. Yeah.
And I bet you acquired them through. I bet you acquired those wallet addresses through the community you've built and through people that actually know the influencers personal.
Yeah, sometimes you know a guy that knows a guy, and you know, sometimes it gets leaked. There are also some paid groups where they share influencer addresses, so you can generally, I don't know, buy into their subscription model for a month and then save the wallets, and then after that you don't really need it anymore, like the community. There was someone that did that, and they build a bot, and then all the time they buy something, you get a notification from their Telegram bot. I mean, that's helpful, but you can do this yourself, of course.
Give me a little bit of background about the community. Like, when did it start? When did it come together the way like it is now? Your own group and the other bigger German-speaking group I've joined.
Yeah. So the bigger group, like the OG main group, I would call them. I think they're long going at it. There's one main guy. Won't use his name now because I don't know if he wants that. But he kind of started mining Bitcoin in 2013, I guess. And I think he made a lot of money. And then he decided to help others and build a community around it. And I actually joined in, I don't know, 2019 or early 20. So I'm not that long around. And at the moment there was like at the beginning was completely lost, and I don't know, still wasn't sure if this whole thing is a scam, to be honest. Because I heard people like 10xing or even 50xing their money and getting free money from airdrops like 30k, and I don't know, I come from a background where this is not normal and people don't really talk about it, and I never heard something before. And I actually got into this group because of a friend, and we were both music producers at the time, and yeah, he kind of invited me, and this is how this whole thing started. And at the beginning, I asked a lot of questions. I probably got on some people's nerve because I wanted to know so much, and I invested money, like everything I could afford, and then all of a sudden I had, in the 2021 bull market, more money that I would ever imagine at this point in time, I guess. And then the whole thing crashed and whatever. But I don't know, I kind of saw a big opportunity there, and then in the bear market, I grinded the whole time. I learned a lot. I read a lot of stuff, researched, learned trading and whatever, and I kind of just kept doing it, even though nobody was talking about crypto. And the group was also pretty dead. I think I was one of the maybe 5 people who posted something from time to time. And in a bull market, you have like 200 messages a day. So that was a really big difference. And then I kind of got really into airdrop farming. This is where my personal community or group kind of emerged. And we kind of wanted to split it off because it was too much information for one channel. And I don't know, I don't remember really where it started, but for example, we got on Solana, there's an app called Jupiter, like Jupiter.app or something. It's basically a swap platform. You can swap tokens to another one, and then they built out a utility recently. So now it's also a launchpad, and you can do I think also futures trading and whatever. But we just kind of used it throughout the bear market, like regularly, and they announced an airdrop out of I mean, they didn't really announce it previously, but they just said, hey, for everybody that's used Jupiter, we will give you an airdrop. And for a lot of us, it was like 5 or even maybe not 6 figures, but it was high 5 figures for a lot of us. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I got like an annual income in Germany just for using this app. And I thought there was like an opportunity there. And I kind of, dug deep into other projects. And kind of in this early bull market phase we are in at the moment, airdrops became the cool thing to do for new projects. I think every new project that's launching and that are not doing an airdrop, they're kind of out. Nobody cares. But then there's also a double-edged sword, because if you do an airdrop and the community doesn't like how you did it, your project is also fucked. So,
give me an example.
Starknet was really bad. We farmed this also for a couple of months, and the airdrop was like, I don't know, $50 or something. And the token dropped immediately. Manta was also pretty bad, I think. So in general, what they want to have, they launch a new project, for example, Manta, which is a modular Ethereum layer 2, one of, I don't know, 50 at the moment. And they want to improve their stats. So active users, total value locked, TVL, interactions, so that they can post on social media or somewhere, or we have an active community. But most of the time it's actually pretty bullshit, because all the people that are using that are just airdrop farming. And but if they can show they have a lot of value, a lot of money locked into their blockchain, they I don't know, it's like a prestige thing or something. You can show, oh, it's used a lot and whatever, and it's basically it's fake stats. For example, they wanted you to lock your Ethereum on chain, and it was locked for like, I don't know, 4 months or something. And for this, you get an airdrop. But the airdrop was also pretty shitty, and afterwards, everyone withdrew their Ethereum and their liquidity. And after that, it's, I don't know, it's still around, but I don't know somebody who's using it really.
Is there a risk of losing your investment if you put it into airdrops?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the project can work. For example, they can just steal your money. I mean, for example, Manta, they wanted they wanted you to lock your Ethereum, and then they kind of promised, oh, you get this other token that kind of acts as a like a coupon for your to get your ETH back. But then, I mean, it's a promise. You don't have any 100% certainty that they will stick to it, you know? They can just, I don't know, they can fuck off and then say, oh, you have your other shit token there, use that, and we will keep your ETH. So locking your funds where it's not liquid, I would be very cautious with that, actually.
Let's say you have your set rules and you stick to your rules. Would you say the risk is minimal then?
Could you say that again or explain a bit better?
For example, you know, like rug pull in some way or another can always happen, like it happened with FTX. But it's the same with researching a newly launched meme coin. It's pretty easy to find out if it's going to be a rug or if it has rug potential or not. So if you know what you're doing and you say like, okay, could have the potential to be a rug, so I'm going to stay away from that.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. So first, I would only put in certain amounts of money. You are okay with losing. I mean, nobody likes to lose 5k or whatever, but after a certain point, you can probably live with it. You know, it wouldn't break you financially, I guess. And then, I don't know, watch out for red flags. Sometimes how they portray themselves on Instagram or not on Instagram, on X is pretty sketchy, and if they promise certain things that they sound like bullshit, or locking money is very not that good. And also there are certain apps, for example rug.ai, where you can check contracts. For example, you can put in the ETH address of this token or whatever, and then they kind of check it and they see, oh, there's a honeypot in it, or there's a hidden contract that allows the owner of the contract here to withdraw all your money, stuff like that.
It's probably like rug check XYZ.
Yeah, probably it's the same, I guess. There are other apps doing this. I think rug check XYZ is Solana based, right?
Yes. Are you gone? Can't hear you.
I think it's
No. Now I can hear you again.
Rug.ai is kind of more like on
You're
the
back.
Ethereum side. Oh,
so you
okay.
said rug check XYZ, that's Solana based. I believe that to be right.
Yeah, and rug.ai is kind of for all the Ethereum things. That's also another thing a lot of people don't know. Like, a lot of projects are actually just tokens on Ethereum. For example, you can go on CoinGecko or whatever and search for a token, and there normally they show the contract address, and most of the time it's just a token on Ethereum. So you can copy that and paste it into rug.ai, and they will give you an overview. So I don't know.
How much has the amount that you invest into those airdrops, how much of an impact has it to the actual airdrop you can receive in the end? Is there kind of like a ranking system, or that they base it percentually on how much you put into the project, or in general how it is with layer 3 that you kind of collect points, let's just call it that, through quests? So that could be mostly putting in time, playing games and so on, and like collecting NFTs, all those kind of things, transferring from chain to chain. So that's kind of like a repetitive movement. So you just put in time, whereas you put in actually, coins, fiat money.
I would say money goes to money. So what I mean with that is, in general, if you put more in, you will get more. If you're starting from zero, you have, I don't know, you're like in school or just starting your adult life, you don't have a lot of money. You can do certain things like layer 3 or some test nets that are free to do. For example, a lot of projects before they launch mainnet, they have a testnet. You can try the app, maybe give feedback to it, or that is not working, and kind of help ironing out some mistakes. This can be very profitable sometimes, and but you never know, But with stuff like layer 3, I would imagine, I mean, it's not free. You have to pay for the transactions, or if you build something, so you have to spend some money. But I wouldn't think with layer 3 that you get a high 5-figure airdrop. If it's 2 to 3K or maybe 5, I think that would be very good. And with projects that are known, for example, Scroll or Linear and Eigenlayer, basically the more you put in, the more you will get normally. It has been like this with CK Sync, and with Arbitrum was a big airdrop, actually. For example, some people had bridged, I don't know, like 500,000 or 1 million in total volume back and forth to the certain chains. So you create a lot of volume, or if you have 100K in USDT and you swap it 10 times to USDC, you have made 1 million of volume, right? So these people got more money. For example, CK Sync was also big on providing liquidity. Some people had, I don't know, 10K in liquidity staked or provided somewhere on ZK Sync, and they got a pretty sizable airdrop. It kind of depends always on the project. Oftentimes it's not very clear communicated, so you kind of have to guess. But in general, I would say the more you put in, the more you will get. And stuff that is for free, it's nice to do it for free, but don't expect to get like 50 grand or something.
Can you tell me a bit, some stories out of what you did in the past to ZK Sync and how it evolved to now be a common thing to do an airdrop?
Yeah. So for most blockchains, be it an L1 and L2, For example, zkSync, Scroll, Linear, Starknet, what else? All the Ethereum layer 2s, Arbitrum, Optimism. It's all mostly about using different apps or dApps that are built on this particular chain. For example, using different DEXs, NFT platforms, and with using, I mean, swapping tokens on there, providing liquidity, buying or selling NFTs, minting something, be it an NFT or some. You can mint like domain names or certain personal names on the chain for whatever reason, and yeah, doing that over or also bridging onto the chain, right? So bringing money onto the chain, and basically this for a long period of time. Some people have like a calendar and they say, okay, every Monday I go onto zkSync and I swap some tokens, I provide some liquidity, move some money around, maybe buy an NFT, and bridge some money from zkSync to, I don't know, Scroll, and then do the same thing there, right?
So that would be active farming. So that's how I
That
would
would-
call it. But
Yeah.
what you did on Jupiter, this was kind of passive farming.
The cool thing about Jupiter and maybe some other things, but the cool thing on Jupiter was we didn't know that we farmed it because it was just an app on Solana and it didn't have a token. The token now for Jupiter is JUP, like JUP or whatever, and we just used the platform all the time because it was a really good dApp. It was really the prices were really good. It was easy to use. It was fast. It was pretty secure. I mean, we never had problems with it, and so we had a lot of volume on this dApp because we just used it all the time. Basically, every time I'm on Solana, I use Jupiter to do something. And we did this over months, maybe even years. And I think it was beginning of this year or end of last year, they kind of just announced, hey, we will launch an own token and everybody who's used Jupiter in some kind of way will get an airdrop. And even if you swapped one time on Jupiter, you get, I don't know, it was not that much, but it was like $50 maybe. I mean, it was pretty nice to do one swap, right?
Yeah, takes a few minutes.
Yeah, and so that was really nice. That I think these are actually the best airdrops where you just like something, you use it because the product is good, and then afterwards they decide to how you say it? I don't know, give something back to the users, you know. And the other thing is very active farming. So you kind of speculate on this thing launching a token. For example, Base, like from Coinbase, the Base app, is very speculative. I mean, I like to use Base, and I also think it's one of the best, if not the best, L2 at the moment for Ethereum. And the CEO, forgot his name at the moment, he kind of hinted in some cryptic way that they will launch a token. But there's also a Coinbase stock. You know, you can actually buy Coinbase stocks. And then the question is also if it has legal implications that they don't launch a token. If you know what I mean. Because then you have like a base token for the crypto side and you have Coinbase as a stock for the Web 2 side. Yeah, for example, like I said, Base is very speculative. We use it since months, and maybe they will drop something, and maybe they will never drop something. That's that's also a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But that's very active. That's true. Yeah. And what you can do if you want to farm something passively, like for example I did with ZK Sync and Layer 0, I just deposited some liquidity on it, like stable coins or Ethereum, and just let it be and let it lay there for a few months, and use it from time to time to bridge something. But that was basically normal use I would do anyway. And that went kind of okay. I think I told you like ZK Sync and Layer 0 in total for me was like, I don't know, maybe 10k or something.
Mm-hmm. How long have you used it, roughly?
I would say probably half a year, but like I said, not very actively. I just use it from time to time, whenever I needed it anyway, or when I had the time or some spare time on my hand, and I made some swaps, and yeah, basically that. Still, I think for the time I put in, it's very good money. Yeah.
Really interesting. And over your community and where me as well, you give out your referral links, and that obviously has an impact as well. But I'm not 100% sure how big the impact is. And there I gave you two categories. One was people are just going to use it for airdrop farming, where often the capital used is minimal, depending on the airdrop that's being farmed, or people that will actually use the service, maybe people that are getting into investing crypto in general at the moment, or it's a really useful application they should anyways, and you were one of the first people to spot it. Maybe you can give me a little bit more insight there.
So you're asking if the referral links
how effective that is in terms of how many points it gains you for your own airdrops.
Yeah. Kind of hard to say, to be honest. On Manta, that was one of the good things actually. They, for example, you got points calculated in ETH or ETH value, and for every ETH somebody you referred deposited, you got like 0.2 ETH or something. So basically you get like 10 or 20% boost. So
that's
I think
a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, it could be something that you could really scale up. You know,
Yeah,
like
sure.
you could build a business on just promoting airdrops.
Yeah, I think a lot of calls or influencers on crypto or X, they do this, and I think for them it's probably worth it. But it's really hard to track how much it affects your airdrop, because they don't really list it in a way that's transferable or something.
So usually you don't have access to the criteria of
No, not
those
really.
certain projects. Okay.
Not really. Sometimes, I mean, some projects didn't even have a referral link, and sometimes it's very minimal. I don't know. For example, for Layer 3, I referred it into the group, and I think I have like $7 or $5 referral bonus. So, you know. But in the group, I mean, I post a referral link. Sometimes it's nice if they don't use it. It's also okay. I share my information there, not because I want to have their referral links and gain something from this, but just to build a community and kind of share my things I found there, and hopefully some other will do the same. And this way you would actually don't have to spend that much time researching, you know. I mean, 50 ears or 15 eyes, they can spot more things than just one person. You can't be everywhere. And some of them also like to grind deep into some discords, which I hate. And sometimes they get the info there first because some founder in a Discord group chat or in a live stream just said something that implicates they will do an airdrop or whatever. And so at the moment I share the info for free, and like I said, if I get a bonus from it, that's fine. But most of the time it's not super impactful, at least not if we're talking about like 100 persons. I mean, if you can refer thousands, then it probably will make a big difference. Yeah.
And for the people that are in the group, a lot of them are really private, just to protect their assets, and for all kinds of other reasons. But just give me some background info. What's the average person like in this group? Or maybe you can throw some funny or interesting stories out there, just to get a better understanding.
I actually think most of them are pretty normal people, and I actually don't know a lot of them in person. In 2021 we had a meetup in Berlin, which was pretty nice, and we there actually for the first time I got to meet some of them in person. But a really diverse group from all parts of life, I guess. We have some millionaires in there. We have some people that are working normal jobs. We have some people that made their money in other ways, like online businesses or with real estate. Some are the owners of betting platforms, of crypto projects themselves. A few are developers on, for example, Solana, which is really good because they attend all the conferences and they are really close at the source, which is also why we get certain information earlier than others. And we had also a lot of people that got really wrecked hard with futures or margin trading and the whole FTX thing. I don't know so many. I mean, so funny story is maybe we have like Mr. Perp. We call him Mr. Perp because he's always perp trading, like perpetuals, which is basically futures, and he kind of sucks really hard at it. Like, I think he lost a whole Bitcoin or even two, but somehow he kind of, I don't know, he was able to chug it off pretty easily, and kind of says a lot about your financial state if you can laugh about losing 2 Bitcoins, I guess. And there are also some people, like I said, I think some are in the 7 figures that are also doing really good things with their money, which I personally find very inspiring. I think someone like built a school in a little village, and I mean, he didn't build it himself, but he kind of funded a village school in Africa. Or they also, how do you say it in English? Spenden are, you know, what was it again? Jesus.
Ich weiß nicht genau, nach welchem Wort du gerade suchst.
Yeah, donate.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. A lot of them also donate a lot of money for good causes, which I find very good. But yeah, I don't know. Not that many funny stories. It's just like aping into the funny part is probably aping into stupid shit like meme coins or using 100x leverage on roll bit, and just for the fun of it. I think a lot of people in the space are also a little addicted to gambling, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole space is kind of funny, the whole structure now, especially with the meme coins. That's the modern day casino.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be funny and lighthearted, and it should feel like a game.
Yeah, that's the point. I mean, that's probably why it's also pretty accessible and why a lot of younger people are more drawn to this than investing in stocks or whatever. And it's also about the community. I mean, sometimes it's funny to lose a certain amount of money on something stupid, but you also know that other people lost some money on it, and you can laugh about it. I don't know. It's sometimes really weird because in my normal private life, I'm actually very. I mean, I still understand the value of money, and if something is overpriced, I'm hesitant to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But on crypto, is sometimes like, yeah, fuck it. Who cares? Like, because I mean, you always know that you can make this money back in some kind of way. Because I mean, not like if your portfolio 10x's in the next month, nobody will care about losing a few $100 on some stupid meme coins.
Hmm. I'm all about stoicism, the Greek philosophy.
Yeah,
So I think approaching the whole space with a stoic mindset is really helpful. It's really helpful to approach your whole life in general like this.
I think so too. And I actually tend to stay away from, like I said, at the moment I tend to stay away from meme coins or futures trading because I think a lot of the time it's gambling, and you can lose a lot of money with it. And I think there are better things to do with this money. I
Hmm.
mean, even if you don't need it yourself, you can use it to help others. That's probably a better way than investing in, I don't know, the PP we've had, or yeah, some, I don't know. I don't even understand most of the memes, to be honest.
Because they are bad memes.
Yeah,
But actually, that's what I did recently. So, meme coin, short-term spot trading, coins that are online or at least have a value, of course, no real world value, for 5 to mostly 30 minutes only. And
yeah,
try to either have a really small loss there or make a 1.5 to 3x on average, and
mm,
sometimes 5 to 10x.
yeah,
And that I started practicing with smaller amounts, like just really under $10 per trade,
yeah,
because in the beginning I'm just gonna lose a lot of money. But it's practice makes best. So, but the only issue I had with that is that I have to set the transaction priority on high, so my trades go through, because the value of the coins fluctuates a lot. So in a milliseconds there can be a drop of 50%, and
yeah,
if I want to sell, my trade might not go through multiple times.
yeah,
So I used Bankbot, and there I have to pay a trading fee. So
yeah,
whenever I have an action, even if the coin is just rising and I just wanna save some earnings and I pull out 25 or 50%, I have to pay this fee every time. And if you trade with low amounts, the fee is pretty high. And if you set the fee lower, often the transactions won't go through. So, which made it difficult for me to practice properly, because I had to put in bigger amounts, even while I'm a newbie still, to actually not have the fee influence the percentages I'm making so much. And then I kind of told myself, okay, like I still gonna keep the investment low. I know the fee is pretty high, and then later I can subtract the fee that I paid and can see how much money I would have actually made. But it kind of still fucks with your head when you then actually did a good trade and it shows that you just made some percentages or even lost some money in the end just because of the high trading fees that you're paying. And what I'm asking you is for a different platform that you can possibly suggest where you can also set a stop loss. Because I took this course and the course was really good, but he wasn't talking about setting stop losses at all. He just put out certain kind of platforms, probably because of referral links as well. So I just ended up using BankBot where I have to pay the mentioned high priority fees, and I can't set a stop loss.
Yeah, okay. That's true. You always have to. So the thing with trading small amounts is, even on Solana and about the transactions, we're actually paying for block space. That means a certain amount of blocks can go through, right? And you are paying so that your transaction gets through in that block. But thousands of other people, especially with memes, want to do that also. So this kind of drives the transaction cost higher, or gas cost, what is called in crypto. And that's also the reason why a lot of transactions fail. And then with bots, you have, I don't know, like a certain trading fee. I think it's 1% certain times. And you also have slippage. If you have low liquidity, for example, in meme coins, the price can fluctuate a lot. And then most of the time, if you buy something, you are starting at a loss, right? So if you buy a meme token and you immediately swap it back, you probably lost, I don't know, at least 5%. So yeah, it's necessary that the token makes at least 10 or 20% for you to be in profit. And then what you said with stop losses and so on, I think for meme tokens it's mostly not, or certain times not possible. Let me see if I have some examples. On normal centralized exchanges, that's normal to have these. Excuse me. For example, Bybit is very good for futures trading. That's what I used. You can put stop losses there, but they only have the tokens that are listed on the exchange, right? They don't have the freshest, most shittiest meme coins that are launching on Solana every minute. I think if you want to trade that, you kind of have to live with this, you know. And even if you would have a stop loss in there, it could be that it doesn't get triggered because the token or the meme coin like drops so hard in a few seconds that the order can't go through in time. You know what I mean? For example, like if you buy something and I don't know, let's say at 10 cents and you have a stop loss at 9 cents, but all of a sudden it drops 50%, it's at 5 cents, the order won't go through in time. It's not fast enough. And let me see. For example, what's on chain is gmx.io. I don't know. You want to publish it as a podcast? Well, why? Right. Otherwise, yes. I could share the screen. But you can go to gmx.io. For example, that's a decentralized perpetual exchange, and there you can put in stop losses, but they have not a lot of tokens to choose from. Let me see, they have like, they've gotten a bit better, but they have like the big ones. BTC, Solana, Link, and so on. What else?
So probably a dog with head you could find on those as well. You could put a stop loss for those.
It kind of depends. You have to check certain things out and then see if they have a stop loss. A lot of people are also using Rollbit, but there is just, I think that's not possible there. So when I told you about stop losses and take profits, I meant generally with like bigger exchanges being decentralized or centralized, and with more normal coins, like I said, like the big ones, you can do that there 100%. But I think if you're trading meme coins, you kind of have to live with not having stop losses. I'm not aware of a platform that offers that at the moment. And like I said, sometimes they are so volatile that they move 50% in either direction that sometimes the orders are just not fast enough. And the thing is, if your stop loss is at 9 cents and it goes immediately to 5 cents, then it won't even get triggered. Because it's how you say that, it's still under the stop loss, So if it didn't get triggered in time and it's now under the stop loss, then it won't trigger at all.
And how important is the device that you're using and your internet speed?
I mean, it's good to have a fast internet connection, but in the end, it's probably more about the blockchain itself and how fast your transaction can go through. And you don't really have a say in that. You can't influence it.
Okay, so it comes down to the fees you pay.
Yeah, probably. If you pay really high fees, your transaction will be preferred.
So you would still stick to that BonkBot is actually a good option for trading new meme coins that are just launching.
Yeah, BonkBot is fine. I personally, for example, I wanted to copy trade with a bot, but it didn't work that well. There's also from Jupiter, like a new platform, kind of like what was it? Give me a second. I don't know what the other was called, but it's like ape.yup.ag, and it's kind of like a safer way to trade meme coins. They list coins, and they also have like rug check implemented, so you can click on a token, and they kind of give you the stats, and then you can decide if you want to buy it or not. I think that's a bit safer maybe, but you have to do it manually, and you have to be on their app. It's not a bot on Telegram.
Yeah, usually I run them through TTF bot, and if I want to have more insight on how many people are trading, or at least the top holders and how many percentages they're holding, I go on SoulScan. And the first thing I do is post it into RugCheck and also find out either over Dex Screener directly what their socials are. Yeah, so exactly. Like I always have like the steps I do in an order, and that takes me depending on the coin, and like at first sight I can usually see if it has potential, because I like to get in early, right at the launch, like may it be only 2-3 minutes after they launched, and the process, it takes only 2-3 minutes for myself, and it makes the biggest difference just to be a few seconds early.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I wanted to suggest. Also, like Dex tools, Dex Screener is good. A lot of guys in Solana are also using Bird Eye, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
I'm using that as well. That's how I find the socials if they're not displayed on Dex Screener itself.
Yeah, so these are pretty much the main two, and then rug check, like you said, and then you're normally fine. And what I told you about Yup, whatever, it kind of combines rug check with the listing, and they also have direct links to Dex Screener and Bird Eye. I think I sent you the link in the chat.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's that.